Okay, hi everybody. Just looking. Okay, hi everybody. Today this is going to be a yin yoga session. So it's really going to be about holding the poses, releasing the connective tissue, the fascia. So depending on what you're doing with your time at home, you may be spending more time sitting down, you may be being really active. Either way, this is a really beneficial flow because it's basically helping just stretch out that connective tissue, the fascia. So as always, we'll start with a little mini meditation relaxation. We'll then move into our flows and our poses, our postures, and then we'll finish with a corpse pose, my favorite, just laying out with relaxation to finish. So we're going to start with sitting in easy pose, which is the position I'm in now. Now, easy pose might not be comfortable for all, so we can have our legs extended, we can have them like so, and if we have any lower back issues, we can take our block or our hard back book and take it underneath our bottom. Remember, we want it so that the soft part of the bottom is basically on the block, and the bones of the bum are at the edge. So get yourself in position. Remember, those legs can be wherever is comfortable for you. Let your palms fall open. Let us draw the shoulder blades back and down. Let us drop our chin to our chest, and we can either close our eyes or we can have our gaze to the floor. It's whatever's really comfortable for you, whatever works for you. So I'm going to close my eyes, and we're just going to focus on our breath. So we're breathing in through our nose, down to the chest, down to the pit of the belly, and then let that breath come all the way back up and out through the nose. And I want you to just take your time with that breath. I want you to just, there's no pace to that breath. Just breathe in a fashion that's comfortable for you. I appreciate we're now like in hay fever season. So if breathing in and out through the nose is a real challenge, then just breathe in any old fashion. That's absolutely fine. But if you're managing to get that nasal breath, we want to be feeling that breath coming down into the tummy, feeling the ribs, feeling the tummy expand, and then allowing that breath to come all the way back up and out. So just letting go. Letting go of what doesn't serve you at this point in time. Any thoughts that may come into your mind, give them thanks. Thank you for coming to remind me that I don't need this right now. This is not your time. And just send them back on their way. Let us take a mental scan of our body. How does it feel? Is there anywhere where we're holding on to tension, holding on to worry? Take your breath to that point. Hold your breath there for a moment and then let it release. Let's just do that a few times. Each time we're letting that breath out, we're just exhaling anything away that we don't need. Any negativity, any stress, any worry, any pain, we are just letting that drift away. As the chin is dropped to the chest, feel the Becker muscles in the neck and the top of the shoulders just releasing out for me. Feel your jawline relax and the tongue hang loose. Very gently bring your hands in prayer and bring your thumb into the sternum. Take a moment to focus on your intention or dedication for this practice. Whatever comes to your mind is right. Maybe you know someone who needs a bit of extra energy or healing energy. Or maybe you just want to be completely present on the mat for the next 45 minutes. Whatever comes to your mind is completely right for you. Let's take our arms up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky and the universe, and release that intention, that dedication out there into the ether. Our eyes are still closed and our breathing is still deep. Gently bring the hands back down. Let them rest just upon the knees. Chin drops again to the chest, stretching out the back of the neck, the top of the shoulders. I want you to take a moment to just reflect on what we're going to do today. So I want you to accept your body wherever it takes you today. Accept the journey your body takes you on. Allow it to decide that destination. Allow it to settle there. Breathe deep and just embrace and enjoy where you are. Yoga is not a competition. It's not about how bendy or flexible you can be. It's about being present in your mind and body and feeling that connection, accepting that connection and loving the connection. Gently lift the chin, bring your hands together in prayer, and let us just bring them together, rub them together. Remember, if you're wearing glasses, we'd put them on top of our head or just to the side at this point. And then we take our hands, we place them over our closed eyes, opening the eyes into the hands, letting the hands slowly come away. Slowly come away. Very gently. What I want you to do is bring your focus into your pelvic floor. So we're concentrating from the back of the bottom round to the middle, round to the front. So we're pulling in those 3 points. Remember, 1, 2, 3. Let us pull those 3 points in and let us take our focus to our navel. We're drawing that belly button in towards the spine now. So we have tension, but we can move and breathe freely. It's about a 25-30% connection. Our shoulder blades are back and down, and we've just popped them into our back pockets. Hands are just resting on the knees. And all we're going to do, the chin, we've got a nice juicy beef tomato into the chin, is we're going to rock it back. So we're curling the body and then coming up tall. So we curl it in and then come up tall. So curl it in, come up tall. Now I want you to keep going with that. I'm just going to change direction so you can see from a side angle. So we're literally just curling the body in, lifting it up tall. Curling it in, lifting up tall. And this is just bringing some movement into the lumbar part of the spine. So everything we do this first little bit is all about mobility, getting the body moving before we move actually into our yin practice. So nice and steady. And then relax. Stay where you are. I'm just going to turn back towards you. So now, we're still sat in easy pose. All those legs are extended, remember, or bent, wherever's comfy for you. So nice and steady, sitting nice and tall. Let us just roll the shoulders up and down. So let's inhale as we do this. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. Exhale. Last one. Relax, sitting nice and tall. Let's take our left hand to our right knee and our right hand behind. Let's just look over the shoulder and sitting nice and tall. We're just looking over that shoulder. So it's not a huge rotation. Remember, we can make it bigger if we so wish, but we certainly shouldn't be in any pain or discomfort. And if we've got osteoporosis, we really don't want to be making that a big rotation. We want to keep it small. So we're sitting nice and tall and we've got that pelvic floor and that abdominal connection. We're just squeezing and squishing all our organs, bringing a little bit of movement into the thoracic spine. And let us just rotate that round so that the right hand comes to the left knee and the left hand comes behind. We're looking over the shoulder I feel a bit echoey in here today. So nice and steady, hold it there, hold it there. So we're really tall in our posture, and we're breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. If we can, remember, if we can, we just go with what is comfortable and right for us. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, come back to the centre, both hands by the side. This time, just slide one hand over. This elbow is going to soften, and just hold it there for a moment. So we're just getting a nice lateral stretch along the side. Hold it there. I feel like I look like a moonin or something this afternoon with my little ponytail on my head. Hold it there, nice and steady. Feeling that stretch. Taking breaths, nice and strong. Other side, let's just come over. Oh, that side is definitely tighter. Hold it there. So you may find one side is tighter than the other. That's absolutely fine. That's absolutely normal. And again, we're just breathing as we settle into it. And the elbow, oh, excuse my microphone. Elbow is slightly soft. Take a deep breath. Exhale, come up. Now, wherever those legs may be, whether they're in easy pause or legs wide, take your hands just in front. Take a deep breath and begin to walk them forward. Now, as we walk them forward, we're pulling our shoulder blades back and down. Now, at the minute, I'm looking to the camera, so I'm lifting my head up, but I don't want you to be lifting your head up. I want you to be holding that beef tomato firmly in place and your eyes looking forward. Fingers spread out, shoulder blades pulling them back and down into your back pockets, and you're just holding that posture there. Now, you stay here. I'm just going to change my direction. So again, you can see my form from a side angle. So you can see what I'm aiming for is to have that nice diagonal line. So if I popped a marble on top of my head, it just like gently roll down and off the back. What we don't want is the body curling. So we don't want this. We want to have everything open. So we're pulling those shoulder blades back and down, opening up the chest, opening up our heart center. So just nice and steady. Hold that position for me. Just coming back to you. So just holding it here. And now we're going to really start to get into our yin practice. So we're going to be holding our postures that little bit longer. So around the 3-minute marker, which just allows us to sort of work on that connective tissue, that fascia, which is the sort of cobweb that covers the whole of the body. It's all connected. You know, there's research says we hold our emotions in those in the connective tissue. There's all sorts of research going on, but it's just lovely to work with. So taking a deep breath. Can we go a little bit further forward? Again, letting those eyes look forward, keeping that beefy juice tomato just under the chin, making sure you're not curling the spine, always pulling those shoulder blades back and down. We want to be lengthening the spine. Breathing nice and deep. So when we are in, so we're in easy pose and we're forward fold, or if you can't have your legs in this position, you've got them wide. This position, we're sort of working on the root chakra, which is the very base of the spine. And that is where we hold our stability. It's our foundation. So really important at the moment, that chakra, because obviously there's things going on that are shaking our stability, shaking our foundations. So yin yoga, focusing on postures where we're working on each chakra point, especially the root chakra, really good for just kind of settling our foundations back down if you're feeling a little bit of anxiety there. Or general anxiety, not just in your root chakra, should I say. So we're just holding and breathing. Now let's take a deep breath. Let's walk it back up nice and tall. Now, very gently, if your legs are wide, keep them wide. If they're not wide, please take them wide at this point. So again, if you're sat on your hardback book or your block, the soft part of your bum, sorry, I feel like, okay, it just feels really inappropriate when I'm doing this with hand, but your bum should be sat. The squidgy part of your bum, it gets worse, doesn't it? Squidgy part of your bum should be on the block and the bones of your bum should be at the edge. So we are just going to rotate our hips. And as we rotate our hips, we're rotating towards the right hand side. We've got a hand either side and we're just sitting nice and tall. We take a deep breath in and we're just going to walk it forward. Now, this is going to be a more challenging posture in some ways, because we've got that rotation, so there's a little bit of a twist going on. And obviously our spine doesn't necessarily always like twists. So if it's really uncomfortable, you know, bring it back as much as you feel you need to, so you're not as rotated towards the leg. We're nice and steady, we're just holding it here. Again, pulling those shoulder blades back and down, always opening the chest. Thinking of that spine as a string of pearls, pulling, lifting up. And we're just holding it there. Using our breath, so breathing in and out through the nose. And if we want to try and go a little bit further, what we can do is we can sway from our hips. So we'll never ever bounce in a posture, because that would be us putting pressure on that joint, that ligament, and we don't want to do that. So what we can do is just gently sway. And that gentle sway just allows the muscles to find their own pathway to take you deeper. And then relax and hold it there. And just allow yourself to settle wherever you are. Let yourself just settle and breathe. And I guess, you know, again, we are still, that root chakra here, we're still working in there a little bit. Even a little bit into the sacral chakra that just sits above, which is our creativity. Our sexuality sits in that area. So what we can be saying to ourselves in our mind or out loud if we so wish is, if we're thinking about that root chakra, I trust. We could be maybe saying, I trust. I trust. And if we're thinking about that sacral chakra as we're in that posture, we could be saying, I feel deeply. I feel deeply. I personally would say maybe I feel deeply and that's okay. Just reaffirming that it's okay to feel deeply. So let's walk a little bit further if we so wish. And again, if we want to sway, we can sway. So all the postures today are really mainly focusing on our root chakra and our sacral chakra, those first 2 points, whilst we're doing yin. And again, settle there. Yin is all about sort of releasing and opening. There's a lot, because we're working on that root area, it's going to be a lot of hip and lower back opening. So really nice if you're spending more time on the sofa. Oh gosh, I wish I could spend time on the sofa with a 4-year-old. I feel like I'm going to need a holiday at the end of this just to recover. On the go from 6 in the morning till about 7:30 at night. So take a deep breath. Let's slowly come up, nice and tall, slowly come up. We're going to do the same to the side, so we rotate round. And remember, you only go as far as feels right. Osteoporosis, again, we're not going big. We're not going big on that rotation, we're keeping it small. Hands either side, take a deep breath. Exhale, let it settle. And you might find, again, one side is tighter than the other. I'm definitely finding that today. I've not done much practice the past few days. I can certainly feel the difference between the two sides. But as I mentioned in the meditation at the beginning, it's about just accepting where your body is. Let it be, let it feel. How does it feel? You know, like, does it feel like the muscles are fatiguing? You know, does it feel like they're stretching? Again, I'm always emphasising we should never be in pain. We should never be in pain. I know sometimes with exercise in general, you know, there's no pain, no gain. And sometimes I even hear that in yoga. Not at the Pilates studio and other places I teach, but I just don't believe yoga is about having pain. I think it's about understanding where your body is, letting it be. So very gently, just breathing, rotating. And hold. Hold it there. And again. Sway if you wish. And then we're holding. And I mean, like, you can breathe and just hold, or you can sway and breathe. You can sway, breathe, exhale and hold, or you can just keep swaying and breathing if that's what feels right and comfortable for you. There really is no rules there. It just helps the muscles find their pathway in that position. Helps you go a little bit deeper if you so wish, but I must personally say I do find this swaying in itself quite comforting, quite soothing in my body. And that's what I'm aiming to give you today in this session, something nice and soothing. So very gently walking it back up, sitting nice and tall. Let us bring our legs round and together. So we are sitting nice and tall. Now if you have a strap or a bath towel robe, and this is where I'll be saying, can we please take it? And if you've got a loop on the strap, fantastic. Take it around your feet. If you haven't got a loop, doesn't matter, you just hold both straps. I'm going to be holding the strap with both hands as well anyway. So we want that into the arch of the feet. Now this is not going to be, we're not going to be staying here for 3 minutes. And again, if you've got your bathrobe towel belt, you're going to be just holding that. But we're going to take a nice deep breath, sitting nice and tall. My shoulder blades are in those back pockets, taking a deep breath. I'm going to walk it forward, and as I walk it forward, I'm gently holding the strap and walking my hands along that strap a little bit. I'm holding it. Now I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see what's going on with my back. Just take that block away for a moment. So I've got that loop of the straps around my feet. I'm sitting tall and I've taken it forward, but I'm not curling, I'm lifting and lengthening. So I'm pulling my shoulder blades back and down together in a V shape. So I'm getting that nice V in my back. I am opening my chest. And let's exhale. If I want to go a little bit further, I can. Again, I can sway. Or just hold. And stay there for me. I can see I'm starting to slump. So, you know, really good if you've got a mirror around you whilst you're practicing this. Whilst you're practicing any type of exercise, to be honest, it is really good to kind of have a mirror and be able to just glance across and see what's going on with your body. You know, I can't see my body sometimes. Having the camera, you know, does help. And I find sometimes as well, actually filming myself, just because, you know, it's good to be able to see and reflect. Am I moving right? Is there anything going on? Or if I feel like I'm not doing a posture right, I just film it and then I can look back at it and see how I'm doing. So let's take a deep breath. And as we exhale, let's gently come up. Let's slip that strap off. Let's come over onto all fours. Let's take our hands beneath the shoulders, elbows soft, knees as wide as our mat. Big toes together, coming back in shell, pushing the bum back and down. Now remember, if shell is uncomfortable, if we've got hip and knee issues going on, we can have the knees facing forward, shoelaces support, and come back into child's pose. We don't have to come back into shell. We could have a cushion or a block between the bum and the heels, and our arms are reaching out. And again, we can have a cushion in front of us to rest our head on, or our block, or our hard back book. And we slowly come down. Now we are going to hold this posture for 3 minutes. So we're just going to settle and breathe. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And you may want to have your arms extended, or you may want to just relax them. So we are, again, root chakra opening up. If we are bringing our arms into this and we're having them actively stretching, then obviously we've got stretch going on into the lats, into the shoulders, reaching those fingertips forward. If you relax them, then there will just be more opening and lengthening into the lower back, into the glutes, you know, all around this area. So it's up to you. You can be lengthening both, or you could just be focusing on the hips and lower back, on the glutes. It's really what feels right for you. Let's just focus our breath and focus on that for a few moments. And again, whilst we're in this posture, we could be focusing on those affirmations that go with the sacral and root chakra. So we could be saying it out loud, or we could be saying it in our head. I trust, or I feel deeply, and that's okay. Either one of those or both of those. So just breathing and relaxing. Letting the inner thighs, the hips, the pelvis all just open up. I could actually go to sleep in this pose, I feel like today. It feels so nice, so comfortable, so relaxed. So let's take a deep breath. As you exhale, very gently, hands come back by the head if they're not there already. Gently lift the chest. Very gently, can we curl in and release the chest out, bum sticks out a little bit. Curl in and out. So we curl in and out. And again, we're just bringing that synovial fluid into the lower back, the lumbar spine. Just nice and easy, one more. This time, tuck under, stabilize, come up, come over onto your bum. Again, excuse me, if we've got lower back issues, we could use in our block for this. I'm not going to use my block, but you could be. So this time, taking both legs nice and long for me. Once you've taken both legs nice and long, sitting nice and tall, I want you to just bend your right leg for me. Just take your arms around that leg. So right hand's going to come to that knee and the left hand's going to come to the ankle. We're going to lift that foot up. And I want you to imagine, if you can, so we're trying to hold, we can hold it with the hand, or we can bring it into the elbow bend there. This is our baby, okay? And all we're going to do is just gently rock our baby. So we're sitting as tall as we can, cores engaged, we're nice and steady, and we're just rocking back and forth, and we can loosen our hold on our baby a little bit more, maybe bring it a little bit further across the body and back, across the body and back, across the body and back. And maybe we want to just bring it up, giving it a hug and down, towards that heart center and down, heart center and down, up and down. And then maybe we're going to just let it relax. So let this foot relax on the thigh for a moment. Now remember, these type of exercises, this is the half lotus where we've got our leg up. We've got a half lotus with an extended leg pose. This means we have got flexibility in our ankles as well. So as we get older, they can get stiff. The feet generally get stiffer as we get older. If we've maybe had a break in our ankles can be quite fragile. This might be uncomfortable. So I would say, ease off. You can have the foot like so, don't necessarily drop it down, keep the knee lifted. If it's comfortable, we can just let that knee drop down. We could always take our block, our blanket, if we so wish, rest the thigh on there as we sit nice and tall and just feel that inner thigh opening up. If we want to, we don't have to have the block and cushion. We could be just gently pressing, but we really, again, we want to be open enough. We certainly don't want to be causing any pain or discomfort. Sitting tall, just breathing nice and deep. Our shoulders are relaxed. And all the time, we've still got that pelvic engagement going on. And again, root chakra, I trust. Breathing deep. Let's very gently bring that leg down. Straighten it out. Let's take a hold of our other baby. And again, we could be holding the knee, the toes, whatever's comfortable. We might have it in the elbow crack on both arms, whatever's comfortable. And we gently sway side to side, opening up, nice and steady. And maybe you want to just ease off on that hold and you want to make that pulling across, opening up a little bit bigger. And then we very gently bring the leg, and this time hug and down, hug and down, hug and down. This time take it down, gently press, hold it there. So we could have a cushion and a block, remember. We might have this foot further up and gently holding, so it's really not dropping into the ankle so much, because it does put a lot of pressure into the ankle joint. So go with what feels right for you. That's the most important thing. Sitting tall. Oh, I feel like I need a new back today. So nice and steady, sitting nice and tall, contracting the pelvic floor, abdominal back, just holding it there. We are being pulled. Our spine is being lifted out the crown of the head, lengthening us. Let us be taller by the end of this session. And then very gently let it release. Gently bend those knees. We're coming down onto our back now. And if we've got any back issues, we can just simply roll onto our side and then lay down. If we don't and we're comfortable, we can take our hands under our thighs, feet hip distance apart, tuck the chin into the chest, core engaged, nice and strong, roll down. Once we're there, head relaxed, bend your knees. Now we're going to take our block or our hard back book here and we're going to take it underneath our bum and lower back. Once we've done that, lift one knee in, so it wants to be so that it's sort of like higher up in the bum, covering the lower back. Knees come into the chest. Hold it here for a few moments. Let your palms just fall up to the ceiling. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, let's slowly extend the legs up. Slowly extending them up. Now this is really nice for redirecting the blood flow. Really nice if you suffer with headaches, migraines. We're rejuvenating the body with this. So I do this quite often. I like to just lay with my legs up against the wall. So if you don't have a block or a hard back book, you can take this to the wall and just basically extend your legs up against the wall. Do need to be careful if you've got any heart conditions. So if we've got any heart conditions, I would be saying bend the knees and just hold them in this position. Tip the feet up a little bit so you're still redirecting that flow, but not so heavily. And we're going to be holding it for 3 minutes. So shoulder blades back and down, nice and steady. And I find this a nice one as well for easing out the lower back with the block underneath particularly. You could always use a rolled up cushion, or a blanket as well. We're just holding it there for a few moments. And whilst you're there, take a moment. Where is our eye line? Are we looking straight up? Because we want to be looking straight up. We don't want that head looking behind us. If it is, just nod the chin. We don't want it looking in front. We lift the chin. So be conscious of where your eye line is. Remember, I always yabber on about pillows and checking your pillow one night when you go to bed. Are you looking straight up? Are you looking in front or behind? That can impact how your neck feels the next day or long term. We've got to look after our neck. It's so important in our movement. It assists us in pulling ourselves up to standing and all sorts of different things, so really important. So just breathe in, letting go. So bend those knees into the chest. Very gently take one foot down and the other, ensuring that you're pelvically and abdominally engaged. Slip the block or the book out. Take the soles of the feet together. I need to shift along, my knees coming up against the wall. And we're coming into cobblers. So soles of the feet together. You know this from Pilates. We're just opening the inner thighs. And again, we can have our hands on the inside of the thighs. You could be rubbing, bringing warmth into the inner thighs. Whatever feels comfortable and right for you. Or you could just have your hands by the side, chest open. And you just breathe in nice and strong. And if you wish at this point, you could be closing your eyes. We're getting very close to our relaxation. So remember, we're breathing nasally if we can, breathing into the nose, down to the pit of the belly, and then letting that breath come all the way back up and out through the nose if we can, if that's comfortable and right for you, remember. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I feel like I could just lay here, close my eyes, and I could possibly drift off. So I'm having to make sure I don't really do that. Because otherwise you'll have a video of me going snoring. Not particularly relaxing. So very gently take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let's bring these knees together. Windscreen washers. Let them just come to a 5 past 2 and a 5 to 2. So we're just letting it open up. Letting it open up. And remember, again, if we've got back issues, we're going to keep this movement really small. But if we've not got back issues or we feel okay in our back, we can take our range, we can make it bigger if it feels right. It's what is right and what is comfortable to you. So very gently, I'd like you to extend your legs out, palms up to the ceiling, into corpse pose. Eyes closed if you're comfortable closing your eyes. You may want to pop socks on or a jumper at this point. We're going into our relaxation. So I'm just going to talk you through this first bit of the position and then I'm going to sit upright myself. Now remember, if in corpse pose, Havasana, where we're laid down, is uncomfortable into your lower back, we can bend our knees. We can have our knees bent. That's immediately going to take the pressure out of our lower back. Or you may want to pop a cushion in there. You could pop a cushion under your lower back or you could pop a cushion under your knees. And as you straighten out your legs, they're just a little bit more lifted. So it's taking the pressure out of your lower back. Your palms are opening up towards the ceiling. Your shoulder blades are back and down. Take a moment again. Whereabouts is your eye line right now? Are you looking behind you or are you looking forward? Excuse me, I do apologize. So we want to be looking straight up. And then when you're comfortable, we close our eyes. But if we don't want to close our eyes, I want you to just find a focus point on the ceiling, somewhere to keep your eyes looking. And I want you to focus on your breath. So you're just breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. So just nice and steady, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Now as you're getting comfortable with that breath and just breathing, I'm just going to change to a comfortable seated position. But I want you to stay in that corpse position. Just letting everything just open up. Let the ankles fall out to the sides. Let your jawline just relax and give way. Let the tongue hang loose. Allow yourself to just completely relax. And And now for a few moments, what I'd like you to do is just focus on something we call equal breath. So you're going to breathe in for 2, you're going to hold for 2, and then you're going to release for 2. So breathe in for a 2 count. You're in control of that pace. Hold it for a 2 count. And then release it for a 2 count. Just repeat that a few times, get used to how that breath feels. Now if you can, let's take that equal breath to breathing in for 3, holding for 3, and releasing for 3. Just let's take a few rounds of that. In for 3, hold for 3, and release for 3. And then take your focus to breathing in for 4, holding for 4, and breathing out for 4. Take your breath to breathing in for 5, holding for 5, and releasing for 5. And finally, take your breath to breathing in for 6, holding for 6, and breathing out for 6. let's just bring our breath round to just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. There's no hold, we're just breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just take a few moments to get comfortable with that breath. Take a moment to focus on your dedication or your intention. Take a moment to just give thanks. Give thanks to yourself for setting an intention or a dedication. It really doesn't matter if we didn't quite fulfill what we hoped. It's just great that you set an intention or a dedication. Take a moment to just give yourself an appreciative hug. Take your arms and wrap them around your body. Let us release the oxytocin. Just 13 seconds, that's all we need. Just give yourself a moment of appreciation for giving yourself some self-care today, for taking some time out for you today. It's really important and really special to have time for you, because when we look after ourselves, we can look after everyone else. So just giving yourself that hug, giving yourself that little mental note of appreciation. You know, you are truly wonderful and unique. You're truly magnificent. So just take a moment to remind yourself of that, and I mean that. So slowly, if we're laid fully out on the floor, those legs are completely straight, just gently bend the knees. If you've already got the knees bent, then just stay where you are. Eyes are still closed, breathing is still deep. You're going to just very gently, very easily, just roll onto a side where you feel comfortable. Just roll onto a side. Breathing in and out still through the nose, eyes still closed, just taking your time. And when you feel ready, very gently, slowly come up into a comfortable seated position. So just taking your hand across the chest, gently pushing yourself up on one side and coming over into a seated position. Our eyes are still closed, our breathing is still deep. And if we're wearing glasses, we're just going to take them off and pop them to the side, or just push them up onto the top of our heads. We're going to bring our hands in prayer. We're going to run together nice and fast till they feel really nice and warm. And then take the hands, place them over the closed eyes, open the eyes into the hands, take the hands away, and then slowly, gently let the hands relax. Bring them in prayer, thumbs into the chest, namaste. Let the light within me reach the light within you. Take care, and I hope you've enjoyed that very relaxing session. I feel like just laying down and going to sleep myself now. So take care, and I'll hopefully see you all soon.